Hi everyone! If your New Year's resolution for 2026 is to start speaking English or improve your speaking skills, this video is for you. I'll give you an action plan, practical steps you can do at home to improve your speaking skills, even if you have nobody to practice with. Many people want to get better at speaking English while still living in a non-English speaking country. And I understand this very well because I did the same thing myself. Before I moved to New Zealand, I improved my speaking at home in a place where English wasn't used around me. I studied, I practiced, and in 2012 I scored a 7 in IELTS with 6.5 in speaking, which is an upper intermediate level. And I achieved that before ever living in an English-speaking country. So trust me, you can improve your speaking even if you're not surrounded by English. It's absolutely possible. You don't need to live abroad. You just need small daily habits that train your brain and give you regular practice. Before we get into all the techniques, there is something extremely important I want to tell you. And I really wish someone told me this when I was learning. If you want to start speaking or break the speaking barrier, you must begin with simple English. You might understand books, articles, YouTube videos, that's great, but understanding something and being able to say it are two completely different skills. Remember this, understanding and speaking are not the same. When you speak, you should start with short sentences, simple grammar, and everyday vocabulary. Don't try to jump a Grand Canyon by forcing complicated sentence structures or advanced words. That will only make speaking harder. What many learners don't realize is that even native English speakers use very simple grammar when they speak. Short sentences, simple grammar, everyday language, and that's completely normal. That's all you need to speak confidently. Yes, they can write beautifully with complex sentences, but when they talk casually, they usually keep it simple. They speak in short, clear sentences. They repeat common expressions. They don't use long academic words. So you don't have to sound advanced to speak well. Not at all. All right, now let's get into the practical steps. A really smart way to start improving your speaking is actually to begin with writing. And don't focus on spelling, punctuation, or perfect grammar here. The goal of this exercise is to help you build fluency and flow. Writing first helps your brain organize your thoughts before you try to say them out loud. You can start a small journal. Every day, choose one question or topic and just write whatever comes to mind. Keep your sentences short and simple. Remember, nobody's marking your journal. Nobody's judging your grammar. This is just practice for you. Write your answer, and when you're done, look at it again. If you notice a mistake or see a way to make the sentence better or clearer, go ahead and fix it. That's part of the learning process. Spend about 10 minutes a day writing something, add a few sentences, expand your answer, change something, be creative. Don't overthink it and don't try to make it perfect. You will naturally improve with time. The more you do something, the better you become. It's inevitable. And when you finish writing, read your answer out loud. Then try saying it again without looking at your journal. This way you build both writing and speaking skills at the same time, and your ideas begin to flow more easily in English. Next is shadowing. It's one of the most effective ways to improve your speaking, but only if you do it correctly. Let me explain how it works. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence in English and repeat it immediately, trying to copy the pronunciation, speed, rhythm, and melody. You're basically shadowing the speaker. like an echo that speaks right after them. But here's the key. You must start with content of your level, or even slightly easier. Simple, easy level content, slow speed. If you try to shadow advanced videos, fast conversations, or native speakers talking at full speed, you will feel lost and frustrated very quickly. It's completely normal. Your brain and your mouth are not ready for that speed yet. Most people give up because they start too high. So choose materials that match your level. There is so much content out there for beginners. You can find kids materials for pre-intermediate learners, slow pace, clear pronunciation, short sentences. That's exactly what you need at the beginning. Start with one short sentence at a time. Press play, pause, repeat it. Don't worry about your perfect pronunciation at first. Just try to imitate the rhythm and the sound. The magic of shadowing is that it trains your brain and your mouth at the same time. You learn how English feels. You hear the natural rhythm. You start copying stress, pauses, intonation, all the little details that make your speaking sound more natural. And the best part, you don't need long practice sessions. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can give you great results if you stay consistent. Once you feel comfortable, you can slowly move to faster or more complex content. But choose your level first. That's how you keep your motivation and build real fluency. Next is role play videos, an amazing tool. Let me explain why they work so well. When you do role play, you're basically stepping into a real life situation in English. It could be the airport, a cafe, a doctor's appointment, a job interview, anything that happens in everyday life. You see your lines on the screen, you hear my part, and you respond as if you're having a real conversation. This is extremely helpful because your brain learns language contextually. You're not just memorizing words, you're using them inside a real situation, the same way fluent speakers do. Here's what role plays help you with. They help you practice natural everyday English, the kind people actually use. They train your brain to respond quickly instead of translating it in your head. You build confidence because you already experienced the conversation. You learn real phrases and patterns that you can reuse in new situations. And the best part is, you're not just thinking in English, you're actually speaking. It is similar to rehearsing a scene for a play. The more you repeat it, the more automatic your speaking becomes. And when you face that situation in real life, your brain remembers the pattern and the words come out much more easily. I created entire playlists with role plays. You read your lines on the screen, I read mine, and together we simulate a real-life English conversation. It's a low-pressure, interactive, and one of the best ways to practice speaking on your own. Check them out when you have time and let me know what situations or scenarios you want me to create next. I'm always happy to add new ones based on your needs. Another great way to improve speaking and also meet new people is to find situations where English-speaking visitors or international groups are involved. When I was living in my home country, I joined a volunteer movement that visited orphanages. Many international people came to participate and gave me the chance to practice speaking with real English speakers. It helped me so much. You can look for similar opportunities in your country. Check volunteer organizations, charity projects, international events, cultural programs, and anything where foreign visitors participate. Libraries often have English book clubs. Universities run international days, exchange programs, open lectures. Sometimes even local tourist tours involve international groups. You don't need a massive event. Even one small meetup can give you valuable speaking practice. Of course, another effective way to improve your speaking, and something you can do completely on your own, is simply talking to yourself. I know it might sound a little strange at first, but nobody's listening, nobody's judging you, and it works incredibly well. You can talk about anything, your day, your plans, your feelings, what you are cooking, what you're about to do. The goal is to keep your mouth moving and get used to producing English out loud. If you don't know what to talk about, just look around and describe a few things you see. The cup is white. I bought it last year. My shoes are dirty because I walked a lot today. Simple, everyday language, but very effective practice. You can also take this a step further by doing solo role plays. Create a tiny dialogue and act out both parts. For example, imagine you are at a cafe. Hi, can I get flat white, please? Sure, hot or iced? Hot, thanks. When you practice both sides of the conversation, your brain learns how to react and how to answer quickly. You are preparing yourself for real-life situations before they even happen. These exercises are free, simple, and easy to fit into your day, and they build fluency faster than you think. Another really powerful habit is this. Whenever you come across a useful phrase or expression, don't just read it and move on. Stop for a moment, notice it, and remember it. Write it down somewhere, in your notes or in your English journal. Phrases, not single words. For example, I'm looking for. Can you repeat that, please? In my opinion, then later in the day, when you have your designated time for English practice, come back to that phrase and use it actively. Try writing 5 to 10 sentences with that expression. Use it in different situations, in different moods, with different people. Be creative. Ask yourself, where could I actually use this phrase in my life? When you use the same phrase in different contexts, your brain learns how it works. It becomes automatic. It sinks in. The next time you need it in real conversation, it will come to you naturally. You won't have to translate or think about it. This is how you move from I understand this phrase to I can actually use it when I speak. And that's exactly what fluency is. And of course, recording yourself is a fantastic tool. Record your voice for 30 seconds, a minute, a few minutes. Listen back and notice what you want to improve. Maybe pronunciation, maybe grammar, maybe clarity. You'll hear your progress and it's very motivating. Let's do a quick confidence exercise together. Repeat after me. I don't need perfect English to start speaking. My goal is communication. I can improve every day. I can do this. Say it out loud, even quietly. It helps build real confidence. So this is how you can start speaking English in the new year. New beginnings, new goals, and a fresh start for your language journey. Tell me in the comments, what is the hardest part of speaking for you? And what topic would you like me to make next? Thank you so much for learning with me today.